Hi, everybody. How's everybody doing today?
I need to hurry. came.
Get back!
Clive, how did you...
I'll explain later. Hands! Can you walk?
Out of here I can.
Stand still!
Phoenix. Are you not the dominant of fire? I see naught before me but a guttering flame.
In earnest, then.
Oh. God damn.
Can you go on?
I think so. But to where?
You... What did you do to Joshua?
The Phoenix? Oh, I expect he will survive. This consciousness in which you coil your feeble souls is grown thick with desperation. And thus has my master turned to my blade. The world will soon be painted in black. And all that live shall gather in death's autumn wake.
Not if we remove the cause of this misery. Not if we destroy the last of the Mother Crystals and restore balance to the world.
Come. Do you truly think it's so simple? The Blight is inevitable. Not even the Almighty might stop its endless march. Your efforts will avail us naught. Naught, that is, but suffering. You must embrace the truth Mythos. Accept your place with the Lord.
Keep it. As long as there's a chance, there's a choice.
Ever led astray by your blind resolve.
Now, it is time you learn the inevitability of your divine fate, however much it may hurt.
Get as far away as you can.
Clive, no.
Trust me, Jill.
We don't have to do this. Oh, but we do. If only to remind you of your duty. Rise, Mythos. In the short time since our last meeting, you've grown much. Yet as a vessel, I fear my lord will still find you lacking. Defend yourself! All this fire and fury, and for what? Stopping the light. A foolish notion fed to you by a foolish man. How dare you? You know naught of this world nor of our place in it. If our fates were so easily rewritten, we would all be gods. I have seen enough. If reason cannot sway you, there are other means of persuasion that might. Raise your guard. Are you ready? You will assume the mantle you've been given. And thus is the light of hope severed. You would yield so soon.
Never.
Clive!
Do you not see? Your iron will weighs you down, dragging you ever further from your purpose.
And what is my purpose?
Mythos. Who are we? What are the dominants? The breath of the Creator still warm on our lips. We carry his light that we might guide the masses in his name. We are but mighty acts of God.
We are more than that.
You would be nothing without what he has granted you. The power we wield is his, and yet every time we draw upon it, it wears away at our very being. It breaks us. It unmakes us, that its immaculate aspect might reveal itself. The icon. It is too much for even his chosen few. Apart from you, Mythos. You wield the might of many, yet your body does not answer for its avarice.
What are you saying?
What I am saying is that we dominants are a means to an end. We were created for you, that you might drink deep of our strength and thereby fulfill your divine purpose.
Which is?
To feed. As you would know, could you only look beyond the walls of prison of self-regard. As long as you choose to ignore this, you shall never penetrate my defenses. Still, you may take solace in the fact that you are not alone in your plight. The chains of volition shackle all of mankind, but there is yet cause to rejoice. For the Lord, in his mercy, has taken pity on his flawed creations, and shall see them restored to their proper forms.
And what exactly would that be?
Why, loyal servants to God.
No.
Manners, Lord Rossfield? They are men, like you and me. Albeit ones unburdened by the wills that drive our kind to madness. They are pure. They are divine.
You mean to turn
Is
everyone
that the same
Akashic?
sword I was using?
Not turn, Mythos. Turn back. For too long has mankind been led astray by their clamorous wills. It is time they return to a world of quiet equality, where they might once more know salvation.
Salvation! And abandon everything we hold dear!
We don't need your salvation. We'll save ourselves,
Oh no, just
and
using
we'll do it on our own
sword.
terms. Not yours.
No, this isn't
And
my
not your
currently
gods.
What the fuck?
With every defiant expression of your will, the tighter the chains of consciousness become.
This is the sword I got with
But
this outfit.
perhaps that fact may be put to use.
Clive!
The faster it binds you to the remaining dominance, the stronger your hunger will become. Until it leads you back to the only answer there ever was. Mayhap not by the path my master intended, but back all the same.
Ash is not far. I could freeze a path.
You're in no fit state.
Probably not, but I can try. Don't look back!
I hope the others are safe.
Enterprise was clear of the gap when we fell. They made it, Jill. And they will have seen the ice where it led. We need only wait till dawn. This is the second time Barnabas has bested me. I'm powerless against him.
Then maybe there really is nothing else for it but to give yourself to his master. Only you won't do that. The Clive I know would never do that.
So you believe? But do you really know me? If what Barnabas said was true, then I'm more monster than man. And each time I summon the flames from within, I burn away the things that make me who I am.
Do you, though? Think of what you've used that power for. Of all the people you've saved. It doesn't matter how or by whom it was granted, only how you choose to use it. And you've chosen to use it for good, haven't you?
I've also used it to kill. What if that's my purpose? What if it's all I'm good for?
You're still that same boy I grew up with. Always so eager to save everyone around you, and yet always so alone. Because you failed to realize the one thing that needed saving most of all. You, Clive. You. You never once took the time to save yourself.
Myself? I think I might be beyond saving.
No one is beyond saving, provided they want to be saved. You fight to survive. And you survive so that you may protect those you love. It's what you do. What you've always done. And I know you're not about to change. So I'm going to help you. To give you what you need to protect us all.
Jill. Are you sure? If this is what you want, then...
Don't worry, Clive. It is. This burden, I'll give you the strength to bear it alone.
But I'm not alone. These burdens I carry, my sins, my pain, my sorrow, I see now that they are all a part of me. pledge my life to those I love. And I will gladly bear your burdens too, until my last breath.
Clive.
I promise you, Jill. We will find a way to escape this fate. Find a way to save each other. That we might one day look upon the moon again, together.
And I promise you, Clive, that I will be there, no matter what you must become.
I know. I never thought a smile could bring me so much joy.
Oh, hey, hold on. Oh, I had to click away there for a second. It did say Clive's ass though, so. Whoops.
What of Barnabas? Do we pursue him?
No. Our paths will cross again soon enough. Whether we like it or not. Besides, there is something we must do first.
Of course. Drake's spine. The last Mother Crystal.
The Einherjar is at the bottom of the sea. Waloed won't dare move on Storm without her. But they know we're coming now. We'll need a plan. And a damn good one at that.
Then let's go home and find one. Ash will have to wait.
Mid says Odin split the sea in two. She's always been partial to a tall tale. But there's tall, and then there's tall.
I struggle to believe it myself.
I see your uncle isn't with you.
He stayed with the Enterprise. After our brush with the Einherja, she was in urgent need of repair. And my uncle knows a shipwright in Randalar. We're to join him there when we're ready to sail for Ash.
You sure that's wise? Last I heard, the place was still overrun with Akashic.
Show me a city where that isn't true. Ultima's plague is spreading.
We're running out of time, aren't we? We've done our best to shore up that hideaway. But I doubt a few planks will stop what's coming. Still, we'll keep at it. Every little helps, I suppose.
Let's hope so. I should visit Joshua. Assuming Talia will allow it.
Fancy a look at the list, do you? Quick look. Always something in there.
Welcome to the Patron's Whisper. Come to claim your just desserts. All done?
feeling, Joshua?
Better.
But not nearly as well as you. Your cuts and burns may have healed, but your body still bears the...
And what would you have had me do? It was no ordinary... Yet still, it was not. The king could have ended me at any moment, but instead chose to toy...
Yeah.
Oh, it was only one man established his dominance that day, and that man was... I'm sorry, brother. It's just... I have never felt so powerless. And when perhaps... No, perhaps the prince feel...
What is this place?
Don't move. Here, it's fresh from the well. Grandmother told me spirits sometimes get lost, and that the lanterns guide them to their proper place. I set one on the river for her when she passed away.
The fiend works from the shadows. Was it you who guided my hand then, Ultima? No, not you. This is my doing, my fault, my sin to bear. And for it, I must atone.
Your hurts are healing nicely. It was my poultices that saw you well.
You make them?
And sell them, or try to. Earns me enough for bread, most days.
Forgive me. I have nothing to...
I know, but I couldn't just leave you lying there. You're going then?
Of course. I'm healed. Thanks to you and your poultices.
Will you promise to come back and visit?
Well, Phoenix, it would seem that I owe you my wings.
Perhaps he can find an answer. You will be returning to Waloed soon, I gather.
I see no reason to wait.
Then neither do I.
I can think of a few, but I doubt they'll stop you. You will take your medicine.
Of course, Lady Daya.
Set on leaving already, are you?
How long will it take us to get back?
Dunno, about the same amount of time it took us to get it. Maybe less. If your uncle can find someone trustworthy to patch up. It all depends on where we're putting into port, mind.
Yes. It's not as if we can put ashore wherever we have to assume that the whole of Ash is hostile.
Then we must find a place they won't think to look. And I have an idea.
The Professor! I'll go and tell...
While you're plotting our course, I'll be in the shelves with your lawsman. I wish to pick his brains about...
Then I'll talk to Karen about supplies for the journey.
Your brother's body won't take much more of this reckless...
I do.
Heard the bad news then?
What bad news?
About Dravost. Blackthorn's old haunt. Well, anyway, the mines just down the road from there are spewing out ether like...
And the village?
Safe from the flood for now, but they've got other problems. Akashic. Zoltan and the others are living on borrowed time. Doris, if something...
I
didn't think...
Does Blackthorn?
I thought it might be better if he didn't. You reckon we should tell him?
No.
Yeah, well...
With Canva in the hands of Akashic.
Don't tell me. You need...
Oh no, I'm working on bringing another one of the chiefs. It's got a reverberatory hood over the top for additional thermo amplification. And let's just say it gets very blimmin' hot. A heck of a lot hotter than anything Black Only Mithril engines get hotter. And you can't chuck ore in one of them and get metal out the other end. Trouble is, we won't be able to make out of any old rubbish neither. And I hear you once helped Helena get her hands on exactly that.
If it's for the good of the hideaway...
Oh.
So...
We've got a couple of examples here.
More fallen material. So this smelter is similar to the Mithril engine in more ways.
That's right. They're a bit like the thermal helms. Fallen ceramics deal with... And what's more, they're directional. Transferring heat from the inside to the outside. But these things, they're all outside. If we line the hood with them, they'll reflect the heat right back into the furnace. We've collected as many as we can, and I know where we can get the rest. Trouble is, they're all watched over.
So you want me to visit some ruins, destroy some echoes?
That's it, and we're only 3 short, mind. And there's one up Amber Way, and another in the... Oh, will do.
Miss Editor's story for a lesson.
Canva lost? It can't be true.
Have you tried Molly's lemon tarts? I've never had any.
So what do I owe the honor?
Sanktfordian, do you?
could last you a good while. And?
Stew's awfully thin these days.
There's no way of knowing if Doris will confide in me.
Covered in nicks and lumps.
Where are you?
Can I help you, Sid?
I'm looking for Doris.
I'm afraid not. She's at Martha's... My job, actually. When she heard what the mission was,
Did she?
Following up on... Once they'd settled in, the bearers you helped liberate in the Dragon's Eyrie.
The slaver Cole's team were tracking when they were attacked by the Beastmen. I'll go and find her.
If she's not moved on already.
Why would Doris insist on going alone? Maybe Cole was right to be worried.
Ah, Clark, please tell me you've come to take our young prodigy.
I'm not here for Mid. I need information.
Then why not ask Molly if you can look in one of her...
As soon as the Enterprise is ready. And we're going to need a safe place to...
Preferably one that won't see my ship blown to shit and splinters.
If it were that easy, do you think Waloed would have resisted invasion? Very little is known of Ash, and the information... We have the good King Barnabas to thank for that. Waloed's borders have been closed if there is anywhere safe to land.
Then tell us what we will find. I'm sure you know better than we do.
But no splint...
All right. But interrupt me, and it's over. Barnabas Tham, the one they call the Last King. Understand him, and you will understand the kingdom of Waloed. Barnabas was only a boy when he arrived from beyond the southern seas, and barely a man before he united the ragged tribes of Ash. And having unleashed them upon the formidable Veldamark, he set his throne upon the ancient kingdom's ruins. The victory sent shockwaves around Valisthea, tales of Odin's might spreading through every court, parlor, and drinking hole in the realm. Note that this was in the year 843, and that the king still sits upon his throne some 40 years later, quite untouched by time. Waloed's recent inaction left many wondering if Odin had lost his appetite for war. And yet here we are. The Einherjar was committed to the fray, a bold declaration of intent. Orcs swarm around Drake's Fang, and throngs of Akashic haunt Canva's streets. Though how precisely the havoc they wreak serves Waloed remains unclear. Regardless, if the order to attack truly came from King Barnabas, then one thing is certain. Waloed has achieved the impossible, and made bedfellows of beastmen and the ether-addled alike. All of which is a roundabout way of saying that you will be in unknown territory when you set foot on Ash. Much of the continent has already been lost to the Blight, and what few ports remain will be fiercely guarded. And that is to say naught of its natural defenses. Offshore currents will cast an ill-equipped ship out to sea one moment, and dash it against the rocks the next. But then the Enterprise is anything but ill-equipped. And Mid has made land there before. Now, if only there were someone with an intimate knowledge of the Shadow Coast, and where a daring gentleman might put ashore. You see, Clive?
Do you think you can get us back to that?
Picked you up from it, didn't I? Not that it were easy. The currents... But then, if it wasn't hard, it wouldn't be it.
Well said. Thank you, lady.
If a few morsels of common knowledge and a sprinkling of tavern talk are worthy of your thanks.
Probably more of it mid. I need everyone in the ale hall now. I'll fetch Josh.
Aye, aye, Captain.
Clive. Allow me to educate you. Of course.
Please, Your Grace, stay strong. My Lord Marquis.
Yote, is anything the matter?
My lord, yes. It's your brother, though he does his best to hide it. The lesion on his chest...
I had feared as much.
There are certain elixirs which can ease the suffering of those
But?
But His Grace's case is severe. The drafts I have been able... So I consulted with Talia and certain of my comrades among the Undying, and thankfully a recipe was found. And our supplies are... Unless we can secure more soon... My lord, I know that I have no right...
For Joshua. So?
A rare herb by the name... It grows only where the ether is densest. The vigor it stores in its stems helps to... We discovered a patch near the aqueduct in Rosaria. But alas, yet more ether has erupted from the... The search continues for a new source. What?
So it's only that you can't reach it?
Well...
Then I shall go in your... But... You've yet to find another source, correct? So for now, besides... I'm a...
Well, Stonerwort is easily identified by its blood-red blooms. Search around... I shall remain here, and...
Doris should be somewhere nearby. Assuming she's still here.
I'd like you to take something... Seeds for planting. Thought it was about time. I'll keep providing them with whatever they... But if these pools going to survive, it's as if those poor they've lived their whole lives in... Small wonder they ain't got the foggiest out to provide for them. And if you're wondering why you... Well, Sir Wade's putting a brave face on it. But I think even he's starting to worry. And if he's like... There.
Gizal greens.
Not the most mouth-watering crop, I'll admit. But they're hardy, they grow fast, and they fill a hole. Better that than something that'll wither away at first. And chocobos love 'em too, which is no small thing. When I say all of us need to pull together, they ain't exactly succulent, but cook 'em right.
I'll take your word for it.
Anyway, Sir Wade'll know what to do. I'll go up there and
I'm sure you would.
How do?
all, is it?
Just because the heavens have gone to...
Nearly done.
I've got greens
Looking
of
for
all
shelter.
shapes and sizes.
It doesn't still hurt, does it?
It's been a pleasure, Doris. Just like old times.
I'll give your offer some thought, my...
How goes the investigation?
Sid?
You. I heard you were out here on your own, tracking...
Of course. And it had to be me. The bearers from the Dragon's Eyrie confirmed along. She's no fool. If we'd come in force, she would have spotted us straight away.
That was her just so.
I'd say so. She tried. Seems her time in Rosaria is coming to an end. She's abducted bearers from across the... After her brush with those beastmen on the road to Northreach, she hired herself an Imperial escort. She's dangerous, Sid. But I think I could...
Then I'm going with... I'll take care of the escort. You can see the bearers to safety.
The Baum Archers, soon to break camp. You go on ahead.
Ah, what brings you to...
A delivery.
These are Gizar. Martha's keen to cut the apron strings, then, I jest, of course. You see, I had... But they'd long since gone to seed.
Martha was hoping he might be able to show the bearers how to plant and... so that they'll be able to fend...
That's not a... These bearers had only recently escaped their bonds. They know little of freedom. Unless we teach them how to live like free men, I fear that all we have achieved in bringing them here is to... Not that myself and the Guardians have been the best example to them so far, subsisting almost entirely on... It's about time we all started to provide for ourselves. Unfortunately, we've been a little too busy of late to focus on much besides bolstering our defense.
The Horde is... They're coming.
Damn it all. I thought we'd have... Gather the men in the square.
Yes, Sir Wade.
The Horde.
A Kashik, a veritable legion of them. They've been seen prowling around. We don't have the numbers to hold back a swarm that size. I had hoped to build a perimeter...
Now you're out of...
Precisely. If reinforcements from the rest arrive before they do, we may just scrape...
What if you could call on reinforcements?
You mean the bearers? We brought them here so they might live.
So wait. You said you lack men to defend the village. Are the bearers not men? Though they may not be trained soldiers like your guardians. What help they are able to offer could...
You're right, my lord. I will... My friends, I humbly beg your aid. We Guardians are few and our enemies many. But I swear we can defeat them with you at our side.
You would send us to the slaughter. To serve as bait for those fiends so that you and your men might be spared. And to think we trusted you. Say what you will. A home is not worth dying for.
But it is worth fighting for. Sir Wade fights to give you lot a chance. Just like I do. Just like Sid does. We all wanted to give you a home where you could be free. And you got one, didn't you? This place, Eastpool. This is your village. Your home. And if you don't fight to protect what's yours, you'll lose it. You know I'm right. This world wants to take everything from you. Everything. Your homes, your freedom, your very lives. So then, are you going to stand by and let that happen to you? Are you going to accept fate like good little Bran did and die, having never stood up for yourselves? Or will you fight like free men and women?
What are you doing?
All right. Give me a sword. I never dreamt I'd have a home of my own. And now that I have, I don't want to lose it. I will protect what's mine, or die trying.
We all will. Free men and women, fighting together. For Eastpool!
For Eastpool!
Thank you, Martha.
Don't mention it. Just promise me one thing. That you'll show them how freeborn fight.
Gladly.
Well, if it was numbers you were lacking, you certainly won't be now.
Thanks to you.
Me?
Lord Rossfield?
So what's the plan of
We'll divide our forces into several small detachments, each made up of guardians, bearers, and guards from the rest. Upon engaging with the Akashic, each detachment will keep the creatures occupied as best they can, steadily retreating.
You're going to lure them into the village?
I am. We will have neither the time nor the resources to treat the wounded, so injuries must be avoided at all costs. By coordinating our withdrawal through the use of messengers drawn from among the bearers, we will aim to have the swarm converge at a point of our choosing. With luck, that point will be the village square. The perfect place for our most able warriors and for you and I to finish.
A sound plan, but one that'll require a leader with a cool... I'd say you have both in abundance, Sir Wade. But you'll be... Please, leave the last of the fighting.
Ha! And let you have...
Sir Wade!
Then you know what you... We work together, each shielding the other that no man might fall. For Rosaria.
For Rosaria!
We've no time to argue, my lord.
Then I will do as you...
Suppose we'd better do our bit too then, eh?
Right, you.
The calm before the storm. And here it comes. I will not let this village fall. Looks like that's the last of them.
Lord Rosfield! Change of plan!
What is it?
Owl from the rest. An Akashic curl's been sighted on Rhiannon.
Well, the better half of her got. So wait, how many Akashic...
Hard to say. My men are still facing some resistance. I could order a detachment or two.
No. Let you stay here too, Sir Wade. Your men need... I'll go after. Join me only when...
If you're... May the found...
Next one's mine. I might not know what.
There it is. With me, Torgal. All right. Back to Eastpool.
Lord Rosfield, the Curl, is it?
It's dead.
Thank the Founder for that. And for you, my lord. We were able to eradicate the rest of the Horde. I have guardians posted around the village to keep watch for further attacks, but I hesitate to say it, but...
I think it...
We saved... Thank you.
No, Sir Wade. You brought us together.
We never had nothing to call our own before. But now we do.
Forgive us, Sir Wade. You and your people saved us, but there's no doubt in my mind anymore. We're free men now. We have to fight to protect what's ours.
And we shall. This is our home. And if anyone or anything tries to take it away...
They'll have us to answer to.
Come on then. Let's get to work.
This village isn't gonna rebuild itself.
They're not slaves anymore.
No. They're Rosarians. Your father took pity on the bearer's plight. And I believe if he was still with...
I believe he might...
I shall remain here, my lord. After all, this is my home now, too. And I could hardly...
I think you'll find it's East Pudlian, Sir Wade. But you should be proud, all this. I'll have to pull my weight too. Can't have the... Speaking of which, I ought to be getting back.
Can we continue to count on your support,
Of course. And us Rosarians have got to stick together.
Indeed we...
And Clive, come by the Golden Stables when you... I ain't paid you for delivering them seeds.
All right.
Lord Rossfield, clearing the goblins from the still... There's one sight that I shall never forget. Since that day, there have been more than a few times when I felt like it, when the odds seemed so stacked in the enemy's favor. I thought I may as well just lay down, but every time I would think back to the look to be a shield. Know that whatever trials Eastpool may face, I shall never lose courage.
So Wade, you have always been. I know that Eastpool, and indeed all...
Thank you. I know the rest of the world will be safe in...
The hero? It's lucky you came by. Not only did my seeds get delivered, but you went and said...
I just did.
And it's only right. Take it.
Thank you, Martha.
So, Eastpool's finally back on its feet again. And a home to free bearers. Who'd have...
Well, it was your idea.
I know that. Though I suppose the rest ain't much different. You know, bearers living free like that. Loath as I am.
I take it you didn't always see eye to...
Well, if you really want to know... I started... In fact, that's how I met him. He showed up at the stables one day, asking Founder knows what he thought I was doing with them. Running a hunt. Poke me. I thought he was a new constable. Thought the game was up. But somehow we both managed to work out what... And before I knew it, the cheeky arse was rattling on at me about how I was doing it all wrong. Told me I was giving them relief, but not freedom. That my bear got right under my skin, it did. Told him if he didn't like it. And do you know what he did? And then I did the same. We made a pact that day, that whenever one of...
And you were?
Well, we both wanted the same thing, just like your dad. Do you know I was born right around the time Elwyn became Archduke? Growing up, he certainly didn't lack for ambition.
Indeed, but the loftier one's ambitions... Which is why those of us who follow in their footsteps need to finish what people...
Suppose you're right, aye. And if we don't manage it, good thing we've got a few half-decent swords. It's almost enough to give you a little... Anyway, better get back to work. Let's see about making everyone's... The least the folks who saved Eastpool deserve is a hot meal. And you and me ain't gonna save the world on an empty...
That sounds like a... Ready, go? Here's the aqueduct. Now to find our stonewort. Yote mentioned blood-red petals. Just my luck. Well, I won't be making anything till they're gone. nothing for it. Nice try. Here it is. Better collect as much as I can before reinforcements arrive. Right. That should do it. Good girl.
Yeah!
Good. How did Doris come to know a slaver, I wonder?
We've waited long enough. She's not...
Back to civilization, is it, Mom?
With all haste, lest any of you lackwits start talking like these feckless bumpkins. I presume your men are ready. We've suffered too many delays as it is. Any more and I'll...
Yes, Mom.
Oh, but it appears we have company. Kill him.
You're welcome to try.
Wake and win!
So much for your
You'll forgive me for not avenging my men. I surrender.
Cid.
Ah, Doris. I take it you're not here to rescue me from our brooding renegade? You know, I always wondered where you'd vanished to. But casting your lot with this criminal of all people...
Better fighting for a cause than killing for coin. I'm sorry, Cid. I should have told you sooner. This woman, my former master, she raised me like a daughter. And I did.
It wasn't all terrible. You were always so eager to learn. And had such clever hands. But you proved yourself a master of both. How about it, my little dagger?
I never swore my blade to you. To liberate the bearers of this farewell, master. Thank you for making...
You always were a right. Perhaps that's the reason I loved you so.
What do you want to do with her?
I am not the killer she wanted me to be, and she no longer has friends in high places. The Dame does, though.
All right.
I am. And thank you for everything.
And I should head back to the hideaway and put Cole's mind at ease.
Welcome back, Cid. Doris's message just arrived. I hear you say...
With any luck, Owen, you'll let...
I'd been hoping as much. So the slaver we'd been chasing all these months was her... She's been arrested, by the way, over in Sanbreque. And she won't be getting off lightly. The Empire may have no love for bearers. Can't have been easy for Doc.
I'm sure it wasn't.
I hope so. You had quite the past yourself before you came here. Anyway, thanks again.
Keep up the good work, Cole.
God damn it, I have to go back there.
Covered in nicks and lumps.
Yotei,
Yeah,
I'm very glad to hear.
You and His Grace are very... You think only of how you might help others.
No more than you have minding my brother.
I am on, but I beg you, my lord.
I'll keep that in. Good girl.
Fly, Ambrosia.
You deserve a rest. I'll need to deal with these ones first. This is it. Right.
Lord Rosfield, is there...
Perhaps. My brother said that your order was helping him with his quest to uncover Ultima's origins. Have you learned anything of note since last we spoke?
Little and less, I regret to report.
I see.
Be assured, however, that we will not rest until the truth is known. Even now, our archaeologians scour ruins in every corner of the realm for traces of Ultima's touch.
Fallen ruins, I take it. Dating back as far as Phoenix Gate.
Indeed. Ultima's thralls are oft sighted among the remnants of the fallen civilization, as if protecting the secrets concealed within.
Secrets we'd see unearthed.
Should our methods be of interest, my lord, mayhap it would please you to observe some of our number at work.
Would that be possible?
Of course. A survey. Perchance you are familiar with Kretov. I was due to visit my colleagues there to collect their if you would consent to do so in my stead, I'm sure that they would be honored. Might I say, it will lead...
Thank you.
I wish you a safe journey, my lord.
Ah, Clive, you'll be...
That is good news.
Yes. Our comrade in Randall, I still have much and more to prepare. It's a huge undertaking moving this many bearers. You couldn't do me a quick favor, could you?
What is it this?
Nothing like that. I just need you to go over to the caravans and ask Elle how long we have. Find out exactly how much faster I need to get all these supplies.
All right.
Thanks, Clive.
Don't blame yourself, El.
I know, but...
No buts about it.
Is something wrong?
Vonnie came to give me a message from our intermediary. The talks with the Republican Army have reached an agreement with the Silver Peak Consortium instead. Though prices have fallen of late, we deliberately offered above the going rate to try and deter but the Consortium offered double what we did, and the army jumped.
And you had no opportunity to make a counter-offer?
None at all. And we were...
El? I saw Vonnie leaving.
And with good reason.
But I thought we were the only ones the Fist was speaking to about. How did the Consortium even find out about this?
It's not so surprising. This isn't over. The Consortium will have to sell these bearers eventually. And at the price they paid, buyers will be few and far. I'm going to Randalar myself.
Alone?
Are you offering to be my... How kind. Meet me at the checkpoint near the capital gates. You go to... Even if I fail to free these bearers, someone needs to prepare the place and keep any prowling...
Oh, and that's me. Well, it looks like I'm following orders till she gets back from meeting the Silver Peak Consortium. Who've been doing their... She'll never join them after this, surely. No, she said it herself. She still has plans for Cashlock, even if this one falls. She means to stay with us then. I can't say I'm not happy to hear it, but...
You have to trust.
You're right. And if El's off fighting for the cause, I should do my... So I bid you farewell, and I'll gather my men and leave for Cashlock. You go to Randalar and see if you can stop my sister biting the Consortium's heads off.
I'll do my... All right. Randalar, then. And better not keep Eloise waiting.
What I wouldn't give for a hot. Looks like this is the end of the...
When are they gonna let us through?
Come on. Fly, Ambrosia. Straight home now. I hope I didn't keep you. Did you arrange to speak with the Consortium?
Here they are now.
You wish to consult?
I did. It's about the bearers. We had all but finished making arrangements to buy them ourselves.
You misunderstand. The Consortium had It was only our regard for you that kept us from bidding. But your hesitancy in accepting our offer to you suggested that the regard was not mutual. And so we resumed our business.
I did not hesitate. I am simply not inclined to make such decisions without first giving them due consideration. But what is done is done. Come then.
Alas, you are too late. We rarely take on such unconventional merchandise without a purchaser in mind. The bearers belong to him now.
Who is your buyer?
A trader from across the wall. A most demanding fellow. He insisted the bearers be fed, dressed. Even given that that's what you get when you deal with continental types.
I wouldn't know.
Oh yes, the culture on the continent is quite... They pay good money for bearers not fit for the knacker's yard. And treat them like kings. But as long as they pay...
That does sound... No matter then. If they've already left our shores, there's little that can be done. And with it, my interest...
My associates will be sorry.
I'm sorry you weren't able to save them.
As am I. But he was right. The Silver Peak Consortium did intend to buy those bears. Their representative hinted at a possible purchase when he came to recruit me. I feigned interest in joining them in the hope he might be encouraged to tell me more. As soon as he left, I sent my own offer to...
So you never...
No. I entertained the Consortium's proposals, but I was a fool to think they wouldn't find out. I knew exactly who...
You tried.
I did. And if what he said was true, they deserved more. I wanted so badly...
Eloise! A pack of beasts have come down from the mountains, and Theo and the others are trying to hold them off as best they can. They need help.
Theo!
I'll go on ahead.
Thank you. I'll gather some men and join...
Hold on, Theo.
Everything's back the way it was.
Take that, you naughty thief!
Clyde! I just wanted to see how the town's been faring.
Since all is absolutely wonderful. Conrad and Natalie's hands remain safely away from each other and firmly at the helm. Our stores are full, and just as the good Lady Jane and Lord Underhill...
Are you a lord? Lubor's they're going to make him the Lord of Dalimil. Because of how he's...
It's the mayor of Dalimil, dear child. But if the people wish me to lead them, I shall. And my first act will be to build a... Speaking of menace, there may be a rather worrying one just...
May there in...
I'm afraid the example Conrad and Natalie set in putting aside their differences and presenting a united... And they have formed what one could call... And they grow more organized...
We'll fight them all off just like last time. No matter how many... Won't we, Lubor?
Of course we will. If we continue to work together, we can overcome any challenge. The longer we avoid facing this one, the more difficult it will be. Until our best hope is to nip these efforts at organizing by finding those ne'er-do-wells who have yet to join the corps. Perhaps a certain Lord Underhill might be willing to lend us his...
How could I...
Victor will fill you in on the... I have him stationed by the desert gate, receiving and collating...
I'll go and speak with him. A League of Outlaws. Sounds like we have some competition. Still in Dalimil.
Ah, Sid.
I thought you'd have returned to Cosnis by now.
I did. Then I came back. I've developed something of and having worked so hard to see it saved from one fate, it would seem remiss to a sentiment Master Lubor certainly isn't shy about exploiting. Hence my doing his bidding yet.
You're not the only one.
What does he want?
He asked for my aid in putting down, and he said that you might be able to help me.
Then you've come at just the right time. I was on my way to speak with Conrad. There are more camps in the vicinity than we can safely strike at once. But we must strike together, and we must strike soon at as many camps as we can. We can't...
All right.
There's one upriver. Just out there.
Leave it with me.
Those ne'er-do-wells want to ban.
Time to fight. That must be the camp Victor mentioned. Come on then, Toggle.
That's him! The one who killed Locke and Fingers!
take his head off! It's over! Farewell! It's over!
I'd better let Victor know.
Sid. Ah, I see.
No, but...
No.
What is it?
The whole town, they're saying that Lubor is a bear.
What?
Seems that one of our parties wasn't as thorough as they should have been. They let one of the bandits escape. And he says some of the children spotted him, and when Lubor felled him, and without a crystal.
But that's not possible.
It is, if he's a bearer and has been hiding it all these years. If he has, well, I wouldn't blame him. No man is branded still. All those people see is a man who's lied to them all his life. One who has made a leader of himself when the world
Fuck.
I don't know where we go from here. But I know one thing.
You're right.
And now I made it a habit to keep a crystal close at hand for just such an occasion. Well, it was.
We're sorry, Lubor, but we just couldn't
There's nothing to be sorry for. All that matters to me is that you.
Look at him talking to his betters like it's
all lies, I'll wager. Just like the ones he...
Once people make up their minds, it's hard to change. We need to do something. Convince the people not to let their prejudices blind them. Convince them.
You're right.
I'm glad you agree. I'm a Dalmec born and bred. They listen to me. You head to the tavern. Make Conrad and Natalie remember who... They know that Lubor and I are friends. Lord Underhill of Randalar's League of Merchants, however, is a trusted and
I'll do what I... Lubor, I can't promise anything, but...
And that is...
Why are you taking the bearers?
Why do they always have to make such a...
He knew all along that he...
Forgive me for disturbing you, but...
I've seen...
As have I, Lord. The rumors that he's a bear...
He'll never be mayor now. Not if I have anything to...
But what of his wares? Bearer or no, his steel is highly valued. In this, at least, he's done the town a service. Might that not...
Leniency? He pretended to be one of us when he was...
I'm sorry, my lord, but he lied to us. He lied...
So what do you propose? Will you drive him from his home?
Perhaps. And they will thank you not to get him.
The townsfolk have made their minds up.
Nor I. Conrad and Natalie refuse.
You never know. Once their anger is cooled, they might see things differently.
All right.
Why the hell would Victor take the bearers?
I assumed...
There's still hope.
But perhaps not in this lifetime.
You mustn't think like that, Lubor. We'll talk some sense into them in the...
No. And your efforts would be better...
But Lubor...
Rosina would often tell me... that steel does not lie. that a blade is to yourself be true. That was rather an ironic one when you consider that her life was taken with a blade of her own make. But I do not doubt that she was always true to herself, and so must I be. I must do what I... And now, I must embrace my new role of villain so that the people of Dalimil have something to unite. For only united can they hope to stand against the threat that I'll need to make a suitably dramatic...
Don't go, Lubor. We'll be all alone.
Trust me, little ones. It is for the best that I go. Otto?
How could it possibly be for the best? The least you can do is give the townspeople a chance to
I would not take it, Victor.
over. And so just like that, you're going to throw this town? I thought you were better than... But it seems you had me
Victor.
Forget it.
You sure you're making the right choice? Of those available to me, I believe it's the best one. But where are my manners? Here. Right then. If there's anything I can do, I'll bear it in mind.
None of the stalls were planted this time. Thanks, Betsy.
Let's go.
Yeah!
Ready, go? Enough of you, are there? down. One to go. So Dravost is still standing. For now, at least.
If you can swing a hammer, you can swing
Clive!
And the Akashic.
Mostly off to the north still. But I spoke to Doris's scouts and it turns out things are worse than I thought. It's told old Snotty to be ready to seal the north gate. That should buy us some enough for the villagers to barricade themselves inside.
Well done.
Welcome. I'd never have guessed, you know. Who'd have thought that the savior of Dravost would turn out so keen to help us out?
I am.
Thought you could sneak off without me, did you?
Blackthorn.
Oh.
One of the scouts couldn't keep his voice down. Unlike my best mate who didn't think I deserved to know. So then, not enough for us two to turn into a pair of...
Then your idea of an apology. Prick.
Don't listen to him. You only did what you thought was best.
I did, yeah. But that ain't the whole of it. Vulcan, our master, he left it to me. The best blacksmith in Dravost, barring himself, of course. Bloody stupid tradition, in my opinion. If someone's got talent, you should let them practice their craft, not ask them to settle petty feuds and barter for grain. Our master wasted half his life that way. I wasn't about to let that happen to me.
So you wasted half of mine instead.
You're what Dravost needed. Under me and my precious ideals, this place wouldn't have lasted a year. So I left to devote myself to the work and spare you lot the consequences. I may be a selfish prick, but I only did what I felt I had to.
What you had to do was your duty!
Even if it meant we all starved?
Enough. This is no time for bickering. You can finish beating each other up once Dravost is safe.
Fine. I've said my piece anyway.
Yeah. So have I.
Sorry, Clive. Short enough on time, is it? Still, give us a mo, would you? I need to get my head straight before any of them Akashic try to bite it off. You,
We can't have...
Right you are. Don't want any nasty surprises, do we? Oh, and... Blackthorn? You...
Akashic on the move.
How close are they?
Within sight of the walls. And there are more coming.
What was that?
They'll wash right over us if we stay out in the open.
Good idea. Get yourselves...
Understood.
I'm prepared to fight if I have to.
Well, let's hope you don't. That's our job. Once the scouts are inside, order your men to barricade the gates. No heroic last stands, you hear me? No fighting at all if you can help it.
August's right. I've seen what Akashic be. The people here are tough and willing, but they ain't equipped.
I'm going out. Start work on the gate as soon as I've left. I'll give you as much time as I can.
And if they kill
you, evacuate, and it won't come to... Take good care of Dravost.
Leave it to me, and...
All right.
Apparently not. You're not getting past me. Now, the question is, did I miss any?
Man alive! You're still in one piece!
I slew as many...
As many as I could, he says. The old bleeding lot.
Only all?
Yeah, one or two did try to sneak over the wall.
Good.
In time, yeah. But we can think about...
Sid! Enough to give those Akashic monsters nightmares. But mostly, I'm afraid I've only delayed the inevitable. There's no getting rid of that ether, meaning that any living thing which stumbles into those mines will end up clawing at...
And that's if the flood don't spread. I hate to say it, but the village's days are numbered.
That may be, but with ether floods springing up all over, it's no less safe than anywhere, and more important, we'll fortify the gates to the north, and I'll see that they're guarded day and night.
All right. Then we'll give you a hand shoring up those defense...
As for you, Blackthorn, that's twice you've turned up when Dravos needed you. So, thanks.
I shouldn't have stayed away so long. And I shouldn't have left without talking it over with you first.
Too bloody right you shouldn't. Though I doubt I'd have listened. I always envied you. How you made everything look... You leaving gave me the perfect excuse to hate you. And from that day on, I never once stopped to wonder what it would have been like if you'd stayed. But what do you say? You'd have been the death of this place.
Finally, something we can agree on. I hope you see the sense of it eventually. You kept this place alive.
Alive, perhaps. Wealthy even, but... Our work used to be the pride of Dalmec. Now, we churn out the same rubbish day after day. It's not about the craft anymore. I wouldn't send my sons to war wearing the shit most of us. I've kept working, honing my skills, trying to lead by example, but the average castle apprentice has as much passion for the craft as our current lot. Come back to us, Blackthorn. I'll even man those bellows of yours if it means we can work at the same forge again.
That's a kind offer. Kinder than I deserve. There's people who trust their lives to my steel, and I daren't let... But that doesn't mean I couldn't visit from time to... Let's see if we can't rekindle this town's passion for the...
I'd like that.
Just be sure to tell Snotty to let me in the next time I come calling.
Knowing him... Blackthorn. The Master Smith turned out. I never thought I'd see...
I'd say that went pretty well, wouldn't you?
Even better than I'd hoped. Sid.
And this is?
A token, but... Designs for a certain sword have been passed down from Chief...
Now hold on. There's a reason no one's made that blade in centuries. I'll admit your cinders make impressive steel. And I've learned to hone an edge. Odin will be proud. But the engravings on that thing... And they're not just for show.
Have you forgotten what brought you back to Dravosd? I knew I'd never surpass you with the hammer and tongs. So I turned my hand between the two of us. I'd say we're the equal of any master craftsman.
Clive, you wouldn't mind if Zoltan came back to the...
As long as he can keep us.
Right. Zoltan, get your...
Don't tell me we've run out of papillons and all.
Ah, the man himself.
We were just about to make a start on that sword.
It's funny, but not... You remember Camille? We'll be using his leather work for the grip. The steel, meanwhile, will be tempered in a fire, burning the cinders you charmed out of old Zoltan here. And that whetstone from the Outer Isles, that'll... And the final flourish will be...
A team effort, led by the great...
Now, save that talk to the things right.
To the belt.
actually did it. The sword to end all.
It's...
Thank you.
So,
This? It'll take more than that to earn us our place in this, but we're up for the challenge.
a list of material.
Zoltan and I got talking on the...
We reckon with those items there, we can...
That's a weapon I'd like to...
I was hoping...
one legend at a time, eh, lad?
Good idea. No more drinking.
Then...
God damn.
What do I owe the honor? St. Fornian, dear. Anything else?
Still alive, are ya? If you're gonna buy something, be quick about it. You got out else? And how were you gonna carry all that?
Oh, don't tell me we've run out of pep. Fiona. It's an all.
Covered in nicks and lumps.
Good girl.
Yeah!
to the stables, girl.
What's the situation?
Where's...
Upriver!
He led the dragon that way to keep it from the village. We just have to pray he makes it...
I can do better than that. This is no time to ride. Where are you, Theo? Damn it. The ether's too thick. These creatures have already turned. I can't waste any more time. I need to find Theodore before that dragon does. Looks like it's found me. This thing's turned as well. This isn't going to be easy. It's over.
Clive? Theodore, you had me worried for...
Oh, he's a Karshik.
We have to get you out of here. I think it might be a little too late for that. Bearer or no, there's only so much ether a man can take, and that Drake just wouldn't let me leave. You have my thanks, Sid, for finishing what I could not. For keeping Elle's dream. Theodore! And so will you! Elle. Theodore. Take care of my sister. Theodore, wait. Goodbye, Elle.
Thank you, Clive. I think I'll be all right now.
That was true bravery he showed. Leading the dragon away from the village like that. His first instinct was always to protect people.
And now he's... because I sent him to that place.
It wasn't against his will. He was ready to do whatever it took to show you he could stand on his own.
To live my own... He never could come to terms with...
What exactly happened? You once told me Theo was the first bearer you ever helped.
We grew up in Canva. We were born, and I was chosen to inherit. I had my father's head for figures, you see. Theo, a late bloomer. For unlike most bearers, it wasn't until his 15th summer that my parents tried to drive him out of the house and into the care of the... before they could.
Theo told me something else. He clearly admired your devotion to the cause of freeing others like him, but he said you deserved a better life than this. He wanted to free just as you freed him from his.
I would be lying if I said I had not wondered how much easier my life might have been if I hadn't devoted myself to the family. But I have never regretted. Being with my brother meant more to me than tradition. I only had to look at him to remind myself of that night, and the choice I made, and the fact that I would make the same choice.
He was never a burden. How could he even think that? If anything, I was the one who weighed him down.
You weren't, Eloise. He said it himself, that he had always been grateful to you for saving him, and that he wanted to repay you by letting you live the life you were denied. Neither you nor Theo weighed each other down. You loved one another. You did whatever was necessary to continue living your lives together, and you always would have.
You're right. All I ever wanted, all I ever did, it was so we could be healthy.
I know Theo wanted me to move on, but we can make a difference here. We can help people, save them. I need nothing more from life than that. So I'll carry on doing what we do, ensuring that goods, people, bringing smiles to people's faces, just like and to Theo's, wherever he is. This is the life I have chosen.
I've made a choice of my own, to continue helping you however I can. Whenever you need it.
Thank you, Clive. Let's go on together then. For Theo.
Good girl. We're not going to outrun this one. Stay close, Torvald.
finished.
Should have picked on someone your own size.
Ready, girl? Fly, Ambrosia.
won't be easy. This might take a while. Time to fight. You deserve a rest. Oh no. You'll pay for this. There may still be survivors. Whatever that thing is, say it's their leader. Too slow. Nice try. Should have stayed in the past.
You have our thanks.
Who are you?
Ah, forgive me, I did not recognize you. We are archaeologians, tasked with surveying this site. Thanks to them, and to you, we were—
You call that? Your brothers might still be alive if you put their safe— Surely this survey wasn't worth dying for.
We are charged with a duty of the highest import, as I'm—
And you think your dead brothers would agree with you too?
I know they would. They gave their lives for the— Now, to what do we owe the honor of your—
Cyril told me of your work here, and I agreed to collect your findings in his stead.
I see. That is most kind. Pray, take them then, with our humble thanks. May the Firebird's flame burn ever in your heart, as it does in ours.
It's one thing to lay down your life for another.
Ah, you are returned, my lord.
Here, take them.
My thanks. I shall study them and inform you forthwith if I discuss.
Cyril, your losses which could have been avoided. Had the others not chosen to complete their work, were these your...
No. Every Undying devotes his life to the service of the Phoenix.
Even when death is avoidable?
My lord, I fear that this is not the Undying have served the Phoenix for countless generations. And your opinion of our methods, we live to serve the Phoenix. Our...
Cyril, I know that you and your... But allow me to offer you a word of it. It does not further the cause of the Phoenix to have his loyal followers surrender. Provide your survey parties with an escort, that they might live to do their duty for years to come. Think not only of how you can serve the Phoenix, but how Joshua... Please.
I thank you, if you will permit me to respond. And we of the Undying will do what we believe as first shield to the Phoenix.
I do.
Then we are of the same mind.
The Dominion's all but done for.
Was that shouting I heard from the barracks?
Do you think he was the only one who survived? And you're just gonna fall into line?
I don't trust this Duke. If we're not careful, he'll
Yeah, let's accept this question holiday.
What am I to do? My wards and I may soon be without a home.
What's happened?
The High Cardinal has descended from his lofty throne and taken up...
The High Cardinal?
Leader of the Council of Elders. Second only to his raid, not that any of those things still exist. Now he goes by his noble title.
And what does he want with Northreach?
He wants to transform it, a foundation upon which to build. He's already secured the support of the very...
He would rob the populace to pay...
Believe me, I have used every means of persuasion to discover...
What does Captain Philippe make of this? When the town was under attack, it was him the soldiers rallied around. Couldn't he use that influence again?
How? By speaking out against a man whose stated aim is to revive the empire Philippe's comrades swore to serve. The captain can offer them a regular supply of gruel and an occasional trip to the Vale to help them forget the terrors they face each day. No. Any attempt to incite mutiny would cost Philippe, but given the mood around town, mutiny may yet be unavoidable. The people have little appetite.
Who could blame them?
Clive, would you appeal to the Duke for your services to Northreach? You have the respect of the soldier, and unlike Philippe, no bonds of loyalty prevent you. Well?
I'll see what I can do.
Thank you, Clive.
Tell me then, in the garrison?
Overseeing...
All right. I may have met this Duke before, at the Remembrance Ceremony. Let's hope I didn't make a strong impression.
Alright, thank you everybody for coming and watching. I hope you have a good one. Alright, bye.